Have you seen the person that you went to prom with? Hmm? Have you seen the person you went to prom with? I just saw something cross my doggone, cross my Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, that person went to the prom with that person," and it just made me think because I'm looking at the picture, and it just dawned on me that person don't look how they look when they went to prom. And I do understand that we don't all continue to look the same over the years as we get older and older and older, and as we start making unhealthy decisions as we do. But look here, a lot of y'all look a mess. A lot of y'all look a mess. Just think about how you look. Do you look okay? Do you look good? Do you almost look the same as you did in high school? Mm-hmm. Or can you say out loud that you look worse? Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 huh? Do you? Do you? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I'm like, Jesus. I just looked at that person. I'm like, oh, well, she didn't look like that when she was, well, she look horrible now. I'm just trying to tell you something. Shout out to Scud Nation. Shout out to Scud Nation for the $2 super chat. He say, like Lilo and Stitch, we back in this bit. What it do? What it do? Shout out to Lee for the $1 super chat. Also, I appreciate that right there. What it do? What it do? He say, but Willie, they just kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they with the grown ups now. Sure enough. Uh-huh. Shout out to all the kids who have been charged as adults. Mm-hmm. Now you is where you really, really want to be out here in these streets. I guess. You want to be adultish and do the things that you want to do. Now you got that opportunity. It's just behind balls. Shout out to Donald for the $1 cash. I say late $1 requested this AM. I appreciate that right there, y'all. I need the support out here in these streets. Y'all know how they be out here faking and playing. They not sending out notifications. They not doing the player like that right there. So I do need your support. And remember, make sure that you is subscribed. Make sure that you is subscribed. A lot of times you all be believing that you is subscribed, but for some reason they say that there's unsubscribing people around here in these streets. So let's just make sure that you still subscribe. Just make sure. Just look. Just look. Look, see. Ooh, am I still subscribed to Willie? All you gotta do is look. It's real simple. Real simple. Detroit is up in the building. What it do? Chi-Town is up in the house. Come on in, sit yourself right on down. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Yeah, y'all, let's get these lights up early, right? Say no begging from Willie today. All right, I'm gonna try to hold back my begging. I'm gonna try to hold back my begging. I just want y'all to do y'all due diligence. I just want y'all to do the job that y'all came here to do, and that's share and like. It's real simple. Like it's real simple. I had that other thought. What was that other thought? Because I saw it. They say yawning can be linked to sleep apnea. Hmm. How many of y'all think that right there? Here, let me ask my la. Can yawning be linked to sleep apnea? Let's see what they say. Yes. Excessive yawning can be linked to sleep apnea, though it's not the most prominent symptom. While yawning a few times is normal, excessive yawning can indicate a sleep disorder, including sleep apnea and other issues like fatigue, drowsiness, or even certain medications. That's what's up. So if you're on that good, you may be yawning and stuff like that right now. But it can indicate. It can indicate that you got a little sleep thing going and you need to measure your neck and do all that fly stuff right there. Damn it, you need to be out here walking. We got to get our exercising up, y'all. We really do got to get our exercising up. I know y'all ain't got time and y'all don't want to be outside in the sun. Hell, a lot of y'all don't even want to be in the air conditioner sweating, you know. Because when your shirts touch your back, it's really cold. Ask me how I know. The 662 Mississippi. Mississippi is in the building. What's happening? Chicago is up in the house. Come on in, sit yourself right on down. Say the Bronx, New York is up in this thing. Chicago is up in here. What that California is in the building. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Hit the share button, y'all. Just go on and hit the share button. Now, I think that might be too much money. I've been looking at a Can-Am. I've been wanting to buy a Can-Am for like ever since they came out, and I just because I'm a two-wheeler. I am a two-wheeler and a four-wheeler, but a three-wheeler, I don't know. I always said if I could just catch somebody hurting, you know what I'm saying? Hurting that they trying to get away for like $1,000 or something. I know it's gonna be hard to find somebody like that right now, but I like to find when somebody out here hurting because they sell stuff for the low. Gotta sell. Need to be gone today. You know what I'm saying? It got to be gone today. Hell, moving. Can't take it with me. You know what I'm saying? Say, Willie, do you have domestic love stories today? I do believe so. I do believe there is at least one. I think there is. Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. You got to lay around for it. The 334 Gun Monkey Town is up in the building. What it do. Y'all, we at 69 likes. I know that we can hurry up and hit this 100. It's 11 after the hour. They say, Willie, I don't have a option to like the video. Oh, so what system is you on that you ain't got the option to like a video? It might be on like a tablet or something. Well, not like a tablet. It could be on one of these TVs or something. But then we found out how to like on the television. And I forgot how to tell you how to like on the television if that is the problem. I said, that'd be for 7,000. I don't even go nowhere. I don't go nowhere. It's cute though, but I need to buy forearm, like a bunch of his and hers out here. You know what I'm saying? I need my forearm in the garage. For real. Willie, are you a smoker? You hold your pen like a square. He say, why you be talking sometimes? Look. Back in my day, old player, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Newports 100s in the box. Shout out to them Black and Mild. Shout out to the Reefers. Used to be. Back in the day, man. Back in the day, I was living my life like everybody else, destroying their health. Yeah. I showed them well. The 281 Houston, Texas. Hey, Willie. Hey, chat. What it do? Yeah. Plenty days and nights. Ooh. Let me get 2 packs of Newports 100s in the box. Yeah. I'm gonna smoke 2 packs a day out this morning. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm drinking all day. I'm hanging out. I'm out here in the goddamn street, lollygagging, you know, on the corner. Yeah. Community entrepreneur and stuff. Yeah. Back in my day. Yeah, boy. But sometimes you gotta let go and let God. You say, how you stop smoking? I literally just stopped. I literally said, I'm done. I just out the blue, and I love smoking. Oh my God. I'd rather smoke than eat. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'd rather smoke than be laid up around a chick. Huh? I promise you. Sometimes I used to like when the chick say, I don't like that little smoking thing. Oh, you don't? Oh, you trying to get me to choose? You gonna lose every time. Newport, you talking about? For real. Yeah. You say the Newports in the box got stale fast, but that like I would make sure that I close my pack back up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they would open the box, right? And take off the aluminum. The aluminum foil that was over it. They'll rip it off. No. You got to open it. You got to peel it back. You don't rip it off. You peel it back and you go ahead on and you pat one out. and you fold that bitch back down and you close the thing on her. You know what I'm saying? I would not leave my squares in the sun. You know what I'm saying? I care for my squares like a baby. I care for the square like a baby, man. Yeah, yeah. I was smoking so long ago. I was smoking when a pack of squares was $1.99. Damn, you sound old, pimp. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah. Did I see the story? Did I see the dude that had killed his uncle for eating his honey bun? No. That's another one. Got to be more careful. Hey. I was smoking back when squares were 99 cents for DTCs and GPCs. See, those was a no names. Those was a no name. That back when the player would be broke like every now and then, like in school. In 1996, Willie. Boy, I've been smoking a long time. Woo. Did you sell singles? No, because of back then, squares wasn't really expensive. So if somebody wanted to bum a square off you, it was really nothing. Yeah. Go ahead. See, people start selling squares because the price went like so high. The price was so high that people used to be like, oh, hell no. I ain't giving you nothing until you give me like $1 or something. You know what I'm saying? You say them looses for $1. Remember? Hey, all right. You know what I'm saying? But, got off them squares and went to smoking Black and Mild and shit. Yeah. I remember when Black and Miles first started, when Black and Miles first hit the scene, I was smoking squares. But every now and then I would try, ooh, what is these little cigar things? You know, just trying dangerous stuff, living on the edge. Yeah. Black and Miles hit the scene at 39 cents a box. Yeah. And it went up probably like in a few months, it was like 59 cents a pack. This was back. Oh, Jesus. I can't even much remember the year. This was in the 90s. And then it went up to the 99 cents and then the 109 or the 110. Yeah. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy. And don't mess around and like go to a place called Miccosukee. A lot of y'all don't know what Miccosukee is, but Miccosukee is the Indian resort. That also is where you gamble at down off of Chrome Avenue down in Dade County. You go out there. I remember back when you can buy a carton of Newport's 100s for, I think it was $7 or $8 a carton. Jesus. Yeah, go out there and buy 10 cartons. It's like you is the store. And take them things home. Put them in the closet. Put them in a refrigerator. Shout out to all the smokers who knew by putting them in the refrigerator. Give y'all a pat on the back. Y'all made it over 100 by 17 after the hour. Appreciate that right there. Yeah. Remember beaties? You said that you were smoking beaties. See, a lot of people, they don't even know about beaties. Beaties was the we used to get them from the Indian store. And I had some Indian partners, you know what I'm saying, who their parents them owned on the Indian store. And we used to go up in there and get them beaties. A lot of people used to say, you smoking them incense. Man, them beaties used to be the shit. Them beaties give your ass a buzz, bitch. For real though. Yeah. Back in them 90s was a beast, boy. We put our life on the line. You know. Now people is ending up with heart cancer, lung disease, and emphysema. Willie, how do you know that those three? How do you remember those three? Because I used to read the box. I used to make jokes. Man, we gonna all end up with heart cancer, lung disease, and emphysema. Listen, I'm so glad they ain't end up with heart cancer, lung disease, and emphysema. For real though. Mm-hmm. I was smoking so long ago to where um, cigarettes used to say um, may may cause heart cancer, lung disease, and emphysema, and then they had to change it to can cause. It was something because they went to court. They went to court, and I do believe that they had got sued and they lost, and they had to change the wording from may to can. It was something like that right there. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the days, I mean, like back before I was born, when cigarettes first came out, they didn't have no type of it can cause anything on it. You know what I'm saying? It was just something that you did. Mm-hmm. Say, well, I've been smoking since grammar school. No cancer, no heart issue. I'm trying to tell you what. Whoo. Whoo, I think the first time I smoked, I was a prepubescent. Got to be more careful. I was a prepubescent, man. Getting on it. That's what happens when you have family and friends. It really, really do. He said I smoked 2 ounces a week back then. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, boy, when I was on that reefer back then. When I was on that reefer back then. I used to do me like a joint a day. You know what I'm saying? But back then we had what is the things called? They used to start with an E. We used to roll off in them it start with an E, and they don't even sell them no more. Got to be a Epa something. Epa something. But we used to get like the fat bags and roll off, and it be this long. It last all day until the next day sometime. You know, the good old days, man. El Productos. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. El Productos. Ooh, boy, you roll them at an angle, it be this long. You like, God, dog. Oh man, boy, y'all see how big my smiles is? When I tell y'all, that was life though. Excuse me. This is when it take me back to when I was just more happy. I'm happy now. But back in them 90s, it was like I was more happy, and I was like, I think that I was really, really living though. I was living on the edge. And this before children and stuff, like children and bills and shit destroy it tears you down. Listen, children and bills tear you down. Now, it's one that you don't have to have, but there's one that you have to have unless you want to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? So you will have to have bills. This shit tears down your morale, dog. Say first time I smoked cigarettes was when my grandpa died in 1998 when I didn't have no weed that day. The first time I smoked a square was in 1989 when my daddy died. I was 11. See, prepubescent. Told you. For real. And I understand what you're talking about. I understand. Oh, shoot, that was 40-some, 30-some years ago. Why do people smoke? Serious question. Serious question is, we tend to, a lot of times, it's because of our peers. If our peers smoke or we curious children, when you curious, you just try some shit. You know what I'm saying? And if it didn't kill you, it make it call, and then you try it again. Try it again. It keep going until you stop with the and then you be like, oh, this how you smoke. And a lot of times it's because of what we saw. We saw it was cool on television. It was cool in the communities. Parents, aunties, shit, family members smoke. It's what you saw when you went out. Smoking wasn't even really considered that bad back then. But then, like I can tell people, then it stopped being about the smoke, and it starts to be a habit of doing this. It's a habit of doing this. It's a habit of before you eat doing this. It's a habit of after you eat doing this. It's a habit of before you go to school doing this. On lunch break you doing this. After school you doing this. Before you go in the house you doing it. When you come out the house when you do this. When you wake up you doing this. Don't mess around and have a bathroom that you can smoke in while you taking the doozy. You know what I'm saying? Boy, ain't nothing like sitting down smoking a square while you releasing. I'm trying to tell you something. I know. Mm-hmm. Yes, they used to smoke on TV a lot. So you thought that it was like the cool thing, and it was natural, like normal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then it felt good. You felt around and smoking, you got that little buzz. Oh Jesus! You're like, it's kind of high, but not all the way yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You getting that, but it's kind of like a lot of people, they say when they drink coffee, the caffeine, it gives them a buzz. And this is why you got some real coffee heads out here. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives them that buzz. Like I've been trying to tell y'all for a long time, I don't think that the majority of people like to be sober 100%. I truly don't think so. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, I was a bathroom smoker. I was an in-house smoker in like my early years in my first apartments and shit like that right there. Mm-hmm. But then I got to the point of, why am I smoking inside of my shit when I got a patio? When I got a patio, although it ain't nothing like being able to smoke in the bed. Oh, Jesus. It ain't nothing like being able to smoke as you smash something while you laying down, you know. But then I went to getting, you know what? Let me stop smoking inside the crib, man. Let me smoke on the patio. Let me smoke outside. Let me put more effort into me having to go and smoke. Like if it then it got to be, well, okay, I'm not gonna smoke right now because it's raining outside and I don't want to get wet. You know, so I went to controlling how I smoke and when I smoke. So I'm guessing that when I just woke up that day and I was like, you know what? I'm done. And it's crazy because I used to buy my Black and Miles, not in the 5-pack. I used to buy them in how many used to come in the pack? The 25-pack. I used to buy the 25 box. Mm-hmm. Every time I go to like a Dollar General, bitch, I got to get the 25 box. Yeah. I stopped smoking after I smoked one out of that 25 box. Went to sleep. I woke up. I say I'm done. I had 24 Black and Miles in the box. I'm like, ooh. Why I just couldn't wait till I finished the whole box. And you know what? As soon as I stopped, it's like I've never smoked. I stopped drinking the same way. Like I literally just woke up and say, I'm done. Never had the urge to smoke or drink since. Never. I don't know, but I know that it's real difficult for people to break their habits. People go through withdrawals. I understand all of that right there. Believe in me. I really do. Uh-huh. You say, Willie, I just throw my hands up. I can't smoke in bed or the bathroom when we visit with our son-in-law and daughter. You say, we smoke on the patio. Yeah. But listen. I remember going to different places and like visiting and vacations and all that, and certain places that you can and can't smoke at, and but shout out to the smokers in the wintertime, boy. It ain't nothing like, especially like if you work inside of a building and you need that smoke break. We be out there shaking the shit like that right there, just trying to take about 2-3 puffs. You got to throw that bitch out and run on back in the building. Yeah. Yeah, boy, I done been around a long time. I done some things. I done experienced them. Yeah, man. He say Willie used to sip a Rona on the show back in the day. Remember that right there? Yeah, man. Yep. I don't smoke or drink anymore. Gave it up. Went to looking great. Mm-hmm. Drinking more water, which I was drinking a lot of water back then too, because I smoked and drank. And I'm like, well, let me try to keep cleansing out the chemicals. Let me do something like that right now, so I don't look all destroyed and stuff. That the older I get. Mm-hmm. He said, I stopped smoking and drinking through prayer after 33 years. Now I eat clean, natural foods, no processed foods or ingredients, work out daily, and feel totally different. I understand that right there. Because I listen, I feel totally different. Totally different. But it's crazy because it's like my brain did a thing of, like, I didn't have that feeling of I used to smoke. Like I don't have, it's like my brain don't have a remembrance of ever smoking and drinking. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But there's a lot of people who I hadn't found out who just went cold turkey and just stopped. Just see it, buddy. For some people, it works out. For others, oh Jesus, it is hard on people out here in these streets. For real. Let's go ahead on and get into this stuff right here. Let's go ahead and get into this stuff. Say, Willie, I am unsubscribing. I don't want to hear about your incredible willpower. That's what's up. I like that right there. Got to be more careful. Whoo, where do I want to start? Cause boy, I got some things. We don't want to do it right there. We're going to come back to that. Let's make it simple. Let's go to the public schools real quick, because they made an announcement or something like that right now. Let's go to Detroit. Let's go. Oh, wait. Before that right there. Thank y'all for being around here. I am Willie Williams. Appreciate y'all for joining me. This is the Midday News. Y'all please remember, go around to the WillieWilliamsShow.com. Subscribe to the website and to everything that the player got going on. The number 7 channel, 4 channel, and the Accept and Agree channel. Got to get my own promotion now. We're not screaming everywhere at this moment. Y'all please remember, go around here to Pleasant Candles. PleasantCandles.com. Let me see if I can show y'all that. It won't zoom in because of the light. Bam! Player got that apple pie, got that Mr. Good meat up there. Y'all please go around to PleasantCandles.com. When I tell y'all, it's the best smelling that you ever want to have. Jesus, best smelling out here. We got multiple fragrances, multiple, but I wish that y'all could see. I done changed up some designs and all that fly stuff right there. We doing the new things stuff. I got new containers that I'm trying to work in and out, but dog it, go around to the Pleasant Candles and get y'all out here in these streets. Public schools. Schools is out. Children is home, aggravating, eating up all your doggone thing and running up your light bill. Shout out to everybody who done got that first little highlight bill because these children is out of school. Dangerous. Damn it. Don't even make no sense. You want to just put them outside. Just put them outside and don't let them come back around there. But you can't. Anyway, Detroit Public Schools had decided to go ahead on and do something that I'm guessing is to change the performance in your children. They are deciding to do something that has never been done. They're deciding to pay for perfect attendance. They deciding to pay kids, to pay the students for perfect attendance. First thing I got to say, who pays the schools for each child? Typically, who pays the schools for each child is things called property owners, people who pay property taxes. This is who pay your teachers and everything, right? So our taxes is paying for each student to go to school. So now they're coming up with a way with a thing of, okay, then now we need to go on and pay the kids for coming to school with your taxes. Here we go. Let's see what they're talking about.
Live in Detroit with the details. You say cash and people turn their heads. It shouldn't be the only incentive, but it may be turning a lot of heads and may work.
group, absolutely. You know, I'm told that absenteeism is a huge problem within the district. And so
absenteeism is a real problem within the districts. Guess who still get to keep their churn?
they got together, officials, trying to think of just another way to keep kids in their classrooms, because that's ultimately what they want to do. They created this program, and we spoke with a retired principal who says it's all about thinking outside the box and helping the kids at the same time.
You say, Willie, D.C. been paying kids for perfect attendance and honor roll. I didn't know that. We don't do that in Florida. We don't. We haven't gotten to the point where we paying people for doing what they're supposed to do. I don't know.
I think that people are thinking, oh, we're trying to pay students to come to school, and that's not the case.
Detroit Public High School students return from winter break with a new program to consider if they're struggling with absenteeism. It's called the Perfect Attendance Pays Initiative.
I truly support it because, again, a lot of our students are, they have a lot of challenges.
The way it works, DPA.
Students with a lot of challenges, that equals parenting. Students with a lot of challenges equals poor parenting. That's all it is.
SED has designated these 5 two-week periods. If a student comes to school during the designated 2-week periods between January and March, then they'll be rewarded with $200 for each one they complete, potentially earning up to $1,000. Dr. Tanya Norwood, who was with the district for 25 years, including as a principal, applauds the program.
Do y'all know what they is incentivizing? Do y'all know what they just did? And who was they trying to pay? Because we hear, oh, we paying the kids that coming to school. No, this for they mammies. This is for these single mammies out here. I promise you this is what this for.
When you're going to school 7 hours a day, you go home, then you have to go and take care of your brothers and sisters. But oftentimes our students go to jobs. So now they're spending 6 and 7 hours at jobs. And then they come home after that. Now they have to cook for their siblings.
They then wake up tired.
Wait. What state is allowing children to work 6 to 7 hours a day underage? Where?
The next day can easily miss the bus.
And even though, I'm retired now, I still see them outside when I'm dropping my son off. He's in 9th grade, but I take him to school every day, and I see students catching the bus all day.
She says putting money
We caught the bus all day too. So
in their pocket can help them pay for bus fare, and it also helps their parents.
But I think a lot of people don't understand. A lot of our kids support their families. They support their families.
A lot. I'm so glad you said that, Sugar. I'm so glad she said that. Children's best left with their mama them. A lot of their children support their families. But their children. I thought children can't make certain decisions because their brains isn't developed yet. So you mean to tell, watch this. I'm finna go on, just link it on in. So you mean to tell me they can't choose who they want to hunch, but they can financially take care of the family, which is being guided by 9 times out of 10, they mama. So they can do that. And guess who's not coming to take the children away? DCF CPS. If your child, if a child is taking care of the household, who should the child not be with?
So it may be a mom that's living by herself. It may be a dad living by herself.
You see what she did? Do you see what she just did? It may be a mom living by herself. It may be a dad living by herself. I can almost guarantee you that there is no child supporting the family, and they live with their daddy. We might can find one. Okay.
So, by himself, I'm sorry.
DPSCD says they're excited about the program. They say, quote, as you should know, attending school every day matters. In fact, DPSCD students are 3 to 5 times more likely to be at and above grade level performers on state assessments and to be college ready as if they miss 18 or fewer days of a school year. So they hope
as they miss 18 or fewer days. We have a law in Florida that you can't miss no more than 10 days unapproved days. Unapproved, like you ain't got like no doctor's note and stuff like that. You can't miss 10 days. In Detroit, you can miss 18 and still keep your kids?
Miss 18 or fewer days of a school year.
Isn't that truancy or something?
So they hope it'll keep more kids in the classroom and help their families along the way.
And it's not a competition. It's not like, this mom can provide and this mom can't. At some point, we do have to just think about doing something different. And from what I'm seeing right now, it's working.
That is, whoa. Ladies, did y'all see what she just did when it comes down to you being able to take care of yours and other women not be able to take care of theirs?
And help their families along the way.
And it's not a competition. It's not like, this mom can provide and this mom can't. At some point, we do.
It is a competition. You got some women who actually handling their business, and you have others who is not. I'm gonna leave it.
We have to just think about doing something different. And from what I'm seeing right now, it's working.
So she also says that the money comes in the form of gift cards. But again, in order to get those gift cards, the student has to be in school every hour of that school day for those 2-week periods. Then they'll be able to get that money. But if you want to get a good look at those dates, once again, you could head to fox2detroit.com. The information is...
So because I had done said that the money is typically going to the parent. They're going to the parent. That's what's going to happen. The gift cards are going to... it's the parent. So they is incentivizing parents to now get off their ass and send their children to school like they should have been doing before the incentivization. I don't even know if that's a word. Because in my mind, if the parents wasn't able to send the kids to school before they decided to do this, now you believe that they is going to be able to send their children to school after deciding to do this. So the children actually need to be removed from the parents, because the parents, this should fall under neglect, educational neglect or something like that, right? And again, this is a big thing with single mamas. This is a single mama thing. I promise you. That lady said, because we got a lot of our children taking care of the family. Whoa, wait, hi. But they still under their mammy's jurisdiction? Huh? So a family has only a single parent woman. Yes. Listen. When society, when the news be speaking of families, they talking about women and children. This is just what they do. This is how they have been defining families, and this is the biggest doggone problem. It literally is the biggest doggone problem. But anyway, move right along. I ain't going to get much hold you as y'all come on in and y'all go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button and share. Share. We're finna do a little bit of this news. Let me go ahead and give y'all something else since we're talking about the kids in schools. This one right here gonna throw you. Let me get myself together. Grab that, do that, pop that. I'm going to tell y'all about this right here story. We have multiple 5th graders who have been arrested. I'm going to say that there again. We have multiple 5th graders who have been arrested for a murder plot. Shocking, ain't it? Put that there up on the screen for you real quick. We have been told children don't know what they doing. They don't understand the consequences and repercussions. They have been groomed to do and think the way that they think, right? It's all of the things that we put on children when they do shit, right? Right. Willie, they just kids. Yeah, right? Y'all listen to this story right here and watch why they murder plotted. Watch why they came up with this plot to murder. Willie, they just kids. They not know what they doing. One of them came up with a plot to murder, and everybody just, wanted to be a part of it because a 10 or the 11th grader got cheated on. Why is they even in relationships? Huh? I don't understand. Why is they in the relationship? You say this sounds fake. It does. It does sound fake. It really do sound fake. Huh? This is crazy. I'm okay. All right.
Just end him. That was the goal of a group of 10 and 11-year-old girls who surprised a surprise campus planned to lure a classmate to the charter school's outside bathroom and stab him in the stomach.
Let's see, because now you good people have me thinking now. I'm glad that you said that. Well, where's the story? Let me see. What is this about? Okay, surprise. Okay, that was 15 hours ago. Surprise. Okay, so it did make it to MSN. It make it to MSN and court.com. Let's see. So this is a real school. Hold on. Let me put it up here, because y'all had me thinking, like, as soon as you said it, like, is it real? So Surprise, Arizona. Is there a Surprise, Arizona? Huh? 10, 11 is devising the plan, yada yada yada, back in 2024. Got it. So it's looking like it's a real story. Huh? It's a real story. They fighting. They trying to kill back that meat. Dog, what is we doing? It made the Yahoo News, all right, and it's on X, of course. But this was azfamily.com. azfamily.com with this dog on. Watch your kids, man. Hey, listen. Kids is paying attention. Children not children anymore. They changing. Somebody decided to sign the suicide note. What? We gonna stab him in the stomach here for cheating on you. Moving right along. I ain't gonna even much hold you. Don't tell me shit about these damn kids don't know what they doing. Oh, they know what they doing. They also know what it is to get cheated on. Crazy. They is prepubescence. But, like I be trying to tell y'all, when that meat get hard, that monkey get wet, our parenting is damn near over. Our parenting is damn near over now. You can't stop these kids from feeling what they feel and, growing through their growing phases. We can't stop that type of stuff. We can't prevent that. We can't prevent or change their feelings about situations. We can't do it because now them hormones popping. Ain't nothing you can do. I'm just trying to tell you. Hold on. Let me grab this right here. Let me make sure I'm able to get that there ready. Got to get that part there ready. Got that ready. Leave that right there. Grab that. Now, y'all, I just had my thing. Shout out to hold on. Shout out to Andre. Shout out to Andre for the $1 cash app. We say cut the internet off, boy. These kids believe the bullshit. I'm trying to tell you. They believe in that BS. They doing it. Yeah. Control, alt, delete. For real though. See, a lot of times we send our children to school and we just think that there's these innocent vessels. There's innocent vessels. You have no idea how your children be talking while they are not around you, which is really, really strange because I tend to go back to we forget that we were children. See, back in my day in elementary school, they was hoeing back then. They was hoeing back then in elementary school. Yeah. They was talking that talk then. I'm going to have me a baby. I'm going to have his baby, and I'm going to let him do this, and this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Back in my day, they was talking the talk before middle school. I remember. That's why this stuff, it really don't surprise me, and I've never been one of them to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that they are doing this in school. And he's like, I saw it in school. I really, really did. So I don't lie to me is my point. And a lot of you good people be lying to yourselves. I just don't get it. But anyway, moving right along. I ain't gonna get much hold you. Let's go out here to Churchland. Oh, wait. What time it is? Okay, we can do this, and then I'm gonna swing that right there. Let's run to Churchland real quick. We still on the children stuff. We still on the children stuff. As y'all come on in, y'all hit the thumbs up button. I need your support. Say dry hump, hunching for lunch money. There it is. You say, when I was 15 years old, I said that I would never forget what it is to be this age. So when I have kids, I know what to expect. Yes. Yeah. All of the good stuff and the bad stuff that you did as kids. Remember all of the thoughts and wants, all of the things that you wanted to do. Your children had the same thoughts and wanted to do. All of the freaky things you thought about while you was in school, your children done had them thoughts too. You say the children are our future. That's what they say. Sure enough. We have a situation, a former Churchland high school teacher has been charged with sexual assault.
A Portsmouth grand jury will hear a sexual assault case against a teacher.
35-year-old Jarvis Green is accused of sexually assaulting 2 of his students while he was teaching at Churchland High School. The crimes allegedly happened in 2015. Tonight on Your Side's investigative reporter Chris Horn has the latest in the case.
Yeah, Aisha, the Commonwealth moved to have the hearing closed this morning here in JDR Court, so we had to wait out in the hall after about an hour and a half. The result was 4 felony sex charges against Jarvis Green. He used to teach math at Churchland High School. Now those charges will go before the grand jury. The defense attorney for 35-year-old Jarvis Green says there's more to the case than what has been revealed so far.
We have a solid defense. We have a solid defense. A lot of the evidence didn't come out today, and it shouldn't. It was lower court. But it's a solid defense.
It's a solid defense.
One of the alleged victims posted on social media late last year accusing Green of abusing her at school and at his home.
At school and his home. Go ahead.
Documents stated that Green would use a cabinet in the rear of the classroom to conceal his sexual assault.
He'll use the cabinet so he'd have it behind the cabinet and just go ahead on and do the sexual assault.
Green is charged with having sex with that same student at his home.
So he was able to do it at the school and the home, and this was a high school student. Got it.
The other alleged victim told authorities Green would pick her up from her home and they would have sex at his home.
Shut up. So making the decision to go with the adult, get picked up from the crib, and go, okay.
And Green offered to pay her money so that she could tell her parents she was getting paid to tutor another student.
So he was allegedly paying for that young monkey. And you know when mama them asks, well, where have you been and where you get this money from? I'm tutoring. So y'all also mean to tell me that the parents and or parent was not paying attention to their child.
It's sad. It's a sad case, and his life has been ruined, and the jury will have to decide where the truth lies.
His life has been ruined. You as a horrible parent, or you as a failed parent, if a grown man was able to come and pick your child up, talk about tutoring. Go ahead.
But, we have a good defense.
Judge Solomon Ashby dismissed 2 misdemeanor charges against Green before today's hearing began. Those charges were sex with a minor age 15 or older with consent. The statute of limitations had run out on those charges.
Ooh, you got lucky, boy. But it was sex with a 15-year-old with consent, so it wasn't against the law.
The Office of the Portsmouth Commonwealth's Attorney gave us a statement this afternoon. It reads in part, protecting the safety and well-being of Portsmouth's youth is paramount. The Portsmouth Commonwealth's Attorney's Office remains fully committed to vigorously pursuing justice in this case and every case involving a betrayal of trust by those charged with the care of minors and other vulnerable members of our community. We stand ready to prosecute this matter to the fullest extent of the law. So the 4 felony sex charges will go to the grand jury the first Thursday of July. Now, if they come back with an indictment, Michael Massey, the defense attorney, says his strategy will be to try to get 2 separate trials, one for each alleged victim. By the way, they are now 25 and 26 years old. We're live in Portsmouth. Chris Horn, 10 years old.
25, 26 years old. So, yeah, this is about a 10-year-old incident that had done transpired. My problem is, again, it goes back to, they just keep, they don't know what they doing. So now we up from the 10 and 11-year-olds, and now we up to the 15 and 16-year-olds who chose to fandangle inside of a classroom behind a cabinet, got it, and then that same 14 to 15-year-old got picked up from the crib and was smashing. And then the other one, just who didn't smash in school, was just getting picked up and doing some tutoring while smashing. They made their own decisions. And we as a people will still say, Willie, they can't make their own decisions though. They can't make their own decisions. They not know what they're doing because your brain is not fully developed until you're 24, 25. Right. Shout out to George for the $20 cash app. Say showing Unc love from all the way from Germany. I appreciate that right there. I hope that you're having a good time out there in them streets. That's what's up. Thank you. He said that's his girlfriend, the 14 or the 15-year-old. It's just strange that we be thinking this way, that they can't make their own doggone decision. When we was minors too. We were minors too. Just here to help. Let me go and put this on up. Because we is about to start screaming everywhere else. I can't say because y'all know how they're going to get into a tizzy out here in these streets. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen to let y'all know how we're going to end the show today. And it's going to be with some of this right here. That's all. It's going to be with some of that right there. Let me make sure that I put that on up so I can press the go live thing so it'll be able to show up over here, over there, over here, and over there. Let me get that there. Bam, got it up. Everything looking good. All right, everything rolling. Hold on, yep. Okay, bam, I'm up. Let me put that there and put myself back up on the screen real quick. Do a little advertising over here. The reason that I was making those steps, now why is that showing? Oh, I was like, that'd be stupid. The reason that I was making those steps, I was working y'all up to this point right now, so that we finna talk about this right here. But as soon as I can click on this thing, because it's not allowing me to click on it. But hell, no matter where you at, y'all subscribe. Why is this doing like this? Oh, this ain't showing right. Let me just get this right here so I can at least put the promotion thing over here. Hold up. Trying to get it together because we finna jump into what the main topic is in just a second. I'm trying to promote, y'all. I am trying to promote, but I can't promote out loud. We got to be careful. We're trying not to be BAN'd. Try not to be that right there. Click, click, click. Clack, clack, clack. Get that. Hold on. Grab that. One more click, and I'm going to get the party started. Well, that was like 7 more clicks. But anyway, I got it. Bam. We good to go. We good to go. We're looking good right now. Let's go ahead and jump into this right here, man, because when I keep saying that the children don't know what they're doing and the minds have not developed, a lot of people is under this belief system. They under this belief system until there is a thing called a crime gets committed. And then all of a sudden, we want to now label children as adults. This is what we want to do now. If a crime is committed, now they know what they is doing and they need to be held accountable. But anything sexual, no. Any attempted murder plot, no. What? They have no idea. Oh. If they think that they is a girl or a boy, yes. Even though their mind is not mature all the way, they know what they're doing. They can make their own decisions. You can't tell them who they're not. Go and put this up on the screen. In Florida, we have Florida children who has been and still is being sentenced to prison as adults. Now we got some activism and activists who is trying to fight against that, children being sentenced and charged as adults out here, and because a lot of them be put in solitary confinement, and children have a difficult time being put in solitary confinement as a child. Let's go on and watch a little story.
Next here tonight to an I-Team investigation.
Yeah, we want you to take a look at these photos behind me. The children here are only 12, 13, and 14 years old, but juries convicted them of murder.
And this teenager was convicted of attempted murder right here in Florida. They're among the youngest offenders in the country to be sentenced to prison as adults. And now our I-Team is listening to what they experienced in prison, especially their time in solitary confinement.
Nothing had mentally prepared me for what I was going to experience.
That's Ian Manuel. He was sentenced to life without parole, but a Supreme Court ruling allowed his sentence to be reduced.
And since his release, he's fought to change how Florida prisons treat their youngest inmates. New tonight, I-Team investigator reporter Kylie McGivern brings us this story from the very beginning.
I'm in downtown Tampa, across from City Hall and the police department, where Ian Manuel shot Debbie Bakery in a botched robbery in 1990 at 13 years old. She would go on to forgive Manuel and petition for his release. We traveled to West Palm Beach recently.
She forgave him, so she her own out.
Where he spoke at a conference about prisoners re-entering society.
One of the first poems I wrote was called Genie in a Bottle, and it's about growing up in solitary confinement. I'm the genie in the bottle the world has forgot. They put me in this abyss and closed up the top. I was a little boy when they did what they did, but time continued to tick, and I'm no longer a kid. I tapped into the depths of my imagination to survive. I started writing poetry, and poetry sustained me. They say being lonely and alone are two different definitions, but it's only me in this ball, so I fit both descriptions. When I first walked into the Florida Department of Corrections on May 10th, 1991.
We are showing when Manuel was booked because of his young age. It's because of that, Manuel says, he was first placed in solitary confinement.
It was just something very difficult for a child to have to experience. It stunted my development.
Manuel would spend 18 years in various levels of confinement and shared his story to a room that included employees from the Department of Corrections.
I've never spoken to a crowd with DOC officials in the audience, particularly people that were in charge of my confinement.
To be clear, Florida isolates children in both its adult and juvenile facilities. But instead of solitary confinement, the Department of Corrections calls the practice close management. And there are 3 different levels of restrictions. No one from the department would do an interview, but instead, FDC sent us a statement saying close management is used only when an inmate's behavior presents a clear threat to the safety of others or the orderly operations of the institution. FSU's Juvenile Solitary Confinement Project, through public records requests, has estimated that on any given day, 26% of juveniles sentenced as adults are in confinement.
Think about it really as state sanctioned and state sponsored child abuse.
Marsha Levick.
So a state sanctioned and state sponsored child abuse. So would this not also be adult abuse too, if the adults go through the same thing? Isn't abuse abuse? Shout out to C Note for the $4.99 super chat. He say, Willie, remember the TV show Scared Straight? Do you think that it will help now? No. Because the young folks is seeing like jail as a bad, like they don't care about going to jail now. They don't care about being dead or nothing now. I think it's something in the air.
Is the co-founder of Juvenile Law Center.
It's the first nonprofit public interest law firm for children in the country.
What would you say to folks who say, well, these are children who made a very adult decision when they committed these crimes, and this is the punishment?
Well, the first thing I would say is that's a ridiculous statement because kids are not making adult decisions when they commit crime. They are still developing, and that their ability to make smart decisions is not fully developed.
I like her answer. I never heard anybody have a retort for when somebody say making adult decisions. Because when you think about it, killing is not an adult decision. Killing is a human decision. Killing has nothing to do. There is no age range on killing. I never even thought about it until she was like, well, that is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, ridiculous. I never even thought to challenge the statement. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Let's do it.
Who say, well, these are children who made a very adult decision.
Yeah, making an adult decision. It's the same thing that we say when children have sex. They making adult decisions. No. That's a human being decision. Sex is a human being, a natural decision being made. But we will put adult in front of the natural decision that's being made. It's just I never thought, and this is something that I like to do. I like to listen now and really, really think about what's being said and the things that we constantly repeat. We repeat what we heard and what we hear throughout life. A lot of times we just don't challenge them.
Public interest law firm for children in the country.
What would you say to folks who say, well, these are children who made a very adult decision when they committed these crimes, and this is the punishment?
Well, the first thing I would say is that's a ridiculous statement because kids are not making adult decisions when they commit crime. They are still developing, and that their ability to make smart decisions is not fully developed.
Catherine Jones works for
the ability to make smart decisions is not fully developed. That's a good point.
The campaign for the fair sentencing of youth,
helping them get the resources and the tools they need to adjust to a free society.
Jones can speak to the challenges because she lived it. At 13 years old, she and her 12-year-old brother were among the first juveniles in the country to be sentenced as adults for the murder of their father's girlfriend.
Ooh, they knocked off the stepmama.
Murder of their father's girlfriend.
I shot Nicole Spates.
With a firearm?
Yes, sir.
I never wanted to be interpreted that when I talk about my experiences of the trauma, the abuse, the sexual abuse that happened to me when I was younger, that somehow that sounds like justification, because the victim is the person who's no longer living. But
she was sexually abused by the stepmother.
The truth of the matter is I was a 13-year-old girl that was sexually abused by a convicted sex offender that was allowed in my space. The system did fail. Nothing was done about it.
Whoa, wait. We just can't say that the system had done failed. You got to blame your daddy for choosing a convicted sex offender and having him around his children, which was you all. Huh? It's whoever we pick to have around our children. You got to blame the person doing the picking.
So at that point, I felt like everybody is responsible for what's happening. Nobody's stopping this. And all I knew was that I wanted it to be done and I wanted to be out of that house. And so I made the decision to do something about it, a decision that I deeply, deeply regret.
I remember this story. Say no one knows what happened. This story was all over the place. Yes.
Jones got out of that house, but went into being housed in the Florida Department of Corrections for 16 years, months at a time in solitary confinement.
Solitary confinement was a version of what I feel would be hell on earth. One of my first memories of that time was a lady next door to me hanging herself. And I only got out of solitary confinement because a male guard sexually assaulted me. And so they told me if I wrote a statement retracting what I said, saying I misunderstood what he did, that they would release me out of confinement.
I wish that it was within my power.
So she was touched on behind bars too. Yeah. And if you write a statement saying you have a misunderstanding of how you was touched, it's wild out here in these streets.
He did, that they would release me out of confinement.
I wish that it was within my power to take people out of confinement.
Manuel, now released from his prison cell, the bottle, as he described in his poem, says he will continue to work for others still trapped.
I will never stop fighting for people to be treated in a humane way, particularly juveniles.
She was smiling. I didn't pay attention to the smile. When she said that. Hold on, listen.
Retracting what I said, saying I misunderstood what he did, that they would release me out of confinement.
I wish that it was within my power to take people out of confinement.
Manuel, now released from his prison cell, the bottle, as he described in his poem, says he will continue to work for others still trapped.
I will never stop fighting for people to be treated in a humane way, particularly juveniles.
Say, how about not committing crimes as a juvenile? Great point.
Particularly juveniles. Someone who helps heal the sorrow will work on building our tomorrow. Someone who refuses to leave me to die in this bottle. Thank you.
3 years in a row, efforts from state lawmakers to prohibit the Department of Corrections from placing youth offenders in solitary confinement or create specific policies and time limits if they were, failed. The most recent in 2021. With photojournalist Matt McGlashan, I'm my team reporter Kylie McGivern, taking action for you.
A lot of people don't even know. Solitary confinement, you by yourself. You confined by yourself. Solitary, I do believe that means one. I don't know. I could be wrong. Hey, what does solitary mean? Because we played the game solitary. Solitary definition. Done or existing alone. So yeah, that's like one, right? Alone is supposed to equal like one, right? And being alone, lonely, it's a by yourself thing. So yeah, I'm pretty much right. I'm educated out here in these doggone streets. A lot of people, especially children, is not used to. Hell, you have adults who go crazy about being in solitary confinement, by being alone, because it's something about human beings. We need that that human interaction. We need that. We yearn for human interaction, you know. But I want to say what we need to start doing is spending time with ourselves at younger ages. Once you spend time with yourself at a younger age, then maybe you can learn more about your likes and dislikes. And if you don't like to be alone, then you should not do nothing that will have you placed in solitary confinement. Now listen, in her case, by killing someone who was molesting her and sexually assaulting her, I'm with her. I see that like an okay thing, especially when nobody is trying to stop this person. And 9 times out of 10, the kids don't tell the other adults, or a lot of times kids, they do tell the other adults, and adults, they don't believe them. So then what do? You have to find a way to defend yourself from being assaulted. So just hear what it is, man. Moving right along. But Willie, they just kids, right? Yeah. We care about the children, though. So if you don't want your children to be in these situations, raise them right. Plan to have children, If you plan to have children, we won't, fail the way that we is actually failing out here when it comes down to parenting. Should children be placed in solitary confinement? I don't know. Should they? Because we do got some young killers out here. We do. Hell, but now that I think about it, yeah, put their ass in solitary confinement. I don't give a damn. All right. It'll stunt their growth, but, it is what it is. So then later on in life, then they'll understand these are things that you don't do. Yeah, by yourself, with yourself. And it's crazy because that can drive so many people crazy because we have a problem with self. We really do have a problem with self out here in these streets. Moving right along, I ain't gonna even much hold you. We got a nurse to be, or a was gonna be a nurse, who was fatally shot. We got a 19-year-old who was killed at a teen party. Just partying, just having a good time. It's the summer. Baby done lost her life.
Heartbreak after 19-year-old Brene Veasley died in a shooting Friday night. Her cousin says she was a college student studying nursing with a 4.0. He wrote she did everything right, and still, the city failed to protect her.
Nobody wants to wake up to this. Nobody wants to go to sleep to it.
Family says Veasley was trying to enjoy her time out of school at a teen party when she was shot. Police responded to this Milwaukee strip mall near 85th and West Brown Deer Road before 11 p.m. After something went wrong, bullets started flying. Teens scrambled to dodge bullets.
If you think that you gotta pull out a gun to solve an issue, you know what I mean? You probably gotta second guess your problem solving skills.
Desmond Hopkins lives nearby and heard the gunfire. Milwaukee police say 4 other teens were hospitalized with non-fatal injuries, including 2 16-year-olds, a 15-year-old, and a 14-year-old.
When I first heard this stuff, I didn't think it was gunshots because it's like a quieter area.
The gunshots pierced windows and hit several stores. The building where neighbors say the teen party happened was boarded up Saturday morning with shattered glass nearby.
Say, is that Angel Reese?
Those parents sent them kids there to just simply have fun. I don't think they sent them there for that.
I'm a mother. And I think about the child that was
shout out for having a real
lost.
5 teens shot upset Latrice Hendrickson, who works a few doors down.
Something has to give in the city if we want to see change.
Brene Veasley's family says she was a light. They're heartbroken knowing her bright future was cut short. In Milwaukee, Aaron...
Shout out to T. Lee for the $2 super chat. Say nurses and rappers. That's all I'm going to say. Ain't that something? We have a whole bunch of nurses who be getting knocked off out here in these streets. I'm just going to back it up to the beginning because I really didn't like what Kinfolk had done said. Kinfolk.
He died in a shooting Friday night. Her cousin says she was a college student studying nursing with a 4.0. He wrote she did everything right, and still, the city failed to protect her.
Right there. She did everything right, and still the city failed to protect her. The city didn't kill her. The city had nothing to do with her going to an old party and somebody shooting. Nothing to do with her. So why does he believe the city failed her? Let's see, a 19-year-old with a whole life ahead of her, a college student, a nurse. You say a college student, a nurse, taking the night before her first day, saving lives. So she was a college student and a nurse, taken before her first day. You say a peacemaker, a light in our family. You say a 4.0 GPA. Her entire scholastic career, I don't know. She did everything right, and still this city failed to protect her. Bree wasn't in the streets. She wasn't in trouble. She was simply trying to enjoy her time out of school at a teen party. But because of fragile egos, poor conflict resolution, and unchecked violence, she never made it home. See, now I like that right there. Fragile egos, I'm with you. Poor conflict resolution, we talk about that right there. And unchecked violence. I don't know about that right there. She never made it home. My heart is heavy beyond words for Bree, for her mother, loving Bree J, who now has to bury her child and best friend, for every other family grieving today because of another senseless shooting in Milwaukee. Let me explain something to y'all, because a lot of y'all mothers, a hell of a lot of y'all mothers be saying this after your loved ones die. How is your child your bestie? How's your child I just thought about it. Bam, got it. How is your child your bestie when you all get mad when older men date younger women? The number one thing that y'all say is, what do they have in common? They ain't got nothing in common, right? So, if your child is your best friend, what do y'all have in common? Is it that y'all both kids? Huh? Or y'all just make it work and y'all just get along and y'all end up finding things that y'all do have in common. You know, the same way that a older man dates a younger woman. I'll be like, what do they have in common? It's not about what you have in common. You will tend to find things that you have in common if you like one another. And or you can build some things, you can build some commonality. Right? What if the young tender, she like to go to the beach? You like to go to the beach too, you know what I'm saying? That's where all them youngins at, you know? What if she like to go to the club? Well, hell, you like to go to the club too. Those is common things. What if you like to eat food? She like to eat food too. Y'all got things in common. She like to breathe. You like to breathe too. But it's crazy that women be making that statement, but y'all tend to have your children as your besties. Got it. Hope I explained that there right. Moving right along. I ain't gonna eat much hope. That baby done lost her life. She was finna be somebody great. But what I have to do, y'all know what we got to search for. Let me scroll down. Let's see what's going on, because she was about to become a nurse. Let's see if y'all want to help. Let's see what we can get. Okay, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing a link. We don't got a link, but let's find her name. What that baby name is? Brenny Veslia Leia something. I can't pronounce this stuff. But hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Nope, that baby ain't got no GoFundMe. Shout out to the parenting then. Y'all don't need nobody else's money to bury the ones that you love, the ones that you will probably say, we trying to send this baby home. We're going to send her home in the way that she need to be sent home. If y'all be believing that right there, then you need some insurance. Not GoFundMe. That's what's up. Move right along. I ain't gonna eat much of you. Bam. I know it's sad. Let's sad story. Sad story. And like I be saying, it always is like the people who be having like a little future thing. People who is going to be productive citizens be like the ones who be out here dying. Right? It's kind of like how people say Christians always be going through turmoil, and it seems like the ones who be non-Christian or rocking with the devil and stuff, they seem like they don't be going through turmoil. Right. Hey, you got a good point. That's what's up. Anyway, move right along. I ain't gonna eat much. As you come on in, man, y'all go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Listen. We are gonna end the show everywhere else. We're going to end the show everywhere else. Y'all know I can't say because I can't do that type of promotion. But the links is in the description. I'm going to give one more. Over on this YouTube. Shout out to Dada for the $1 cash app. Say much respect. I appreciate that right there. For real though. You say she probably didn't have a GoFundMe because she was studying to be a nurse. She probably was most likely a CNA like most. Oh, yeah, you might got a good point right there. The only thing my daughter and I have in common is DNA. Maybe the random foods and music likes. Yeah. It just be so many women saying that they daughters be their besties. Listen. We have done on this channel, we have done on this show multiple times to where women have came out and said that their 5-year-olds is their best friend. Their 8-year-olds is their bestie. Wait, what? It make you say what? But then again, Willie, you do call these adult women babies. So maybe they just do got that right there in common. You know what I'm saying? Here's what it is. Mm-hmm. For real. Let's talk about crime. Real quick. You got to be careful when you're doing crime. And a lot of times I just want to say we should not be doing crimes, but streets got to eat. Got it. Oh, Jesus. This is not sleep apnea. This is just my second yawn. Don't do that. Anyway, let's go on out here to the Galleria. To the Galleria Mall. Let's go to the Galleria Mall to where somebody decided to go ahead on and rob something. A shoplifter decided to rob something and jump from the second floor, and he lands on the ice rink. He done broke both his legs. Go ahead.
Jumped from the second or third floor in the Galleria to the ice, running from the laws. Broke both his legs.
A shoplifter's escape plan hit a slippery slope in the Galleria on Sunday. Houston police say the man jumped from the second floor down onto the ice rink. He was seriously hurt, and video from the moment after has since gone viral on social media.
Yeah, Alex Hour Gage Golding is chatting with the man behind the camera who saw the whole thing happen.
He jumped from the top, man, straight on ice, bro. I seen the Zamboni coming out to clear the ice, and then I just see somebody fall.
But this was no accident. The guy laying on the ice skating rink here at the Galleria Mall meant to jump down here. It's all part of his ice-cold getaway plan. Houston police say he just stole from a store in the mall around 2 in the afternoon on Sunday.
At some point, while being chased by police, the suspect jumping over this glass barrier and onto the ice skating rink down below, breaking both of his legs.
That's what's up. Say, Willie, I have been to this mall a couple of times in Dallas. Wow, this is crazy.
As soon as he fell, he tried to get up, and I guess he noticed his legs were broken. He screamed, "My legs are broken." I'm like,
he screamed that.
He's like, "My legs are broken." I'm like, well, duh, obviously, right? Oh my
God. I don't know why he thought he was gonna make that landing whatsoever.
This is just the latest crime in the Galleria area in the recent weeks. That's including 3 different shootings in or around the mall over the last month or so.
I think it's about like what you do when you outside. If you go to a bad area, bad things gonna happen.
I mean, the Galleria is a place like, I don't necessarily feel the safest when I come. I would not bring my kids over here.
Houston police got that guy from the ice and took him.
Well, would not bring his kids to the mall. I'm in agreement. Stay from around
To
them.
the hospital with serious injuries. They do have charges pending both for theft and for evading police. It's only after those charges are formally filed that the release his name. At the Galleria, Gage Goulding, KPRC 2.
That's what's up, though. Listen, this all falls under decisions. Y'all keep up the good work. Keep up the good work and keep thinking the way that you thinking out here after you done robbed a store. Moving right along. I ain't gonna get much on you. I like it. Listen, man, y'all give yourselves a pat on the back over here in these YouTube streets and getting the likes up over 200. I appreciate that right there. You said the Galleria is Lenox Mall in Atlanta, not for poor, broke folks. That's a mall for damn near millionaires. The Lenox Mall, and they be doing the most in Lenox Mall. I done been around there. Here they selling plates and everything. I know people. Listen. You got to be more careful. Listen, y'all, we finna go ahead and get on up out of here. We finna keep the show going. But we finna leave. We finna close YT. We finna close it down. But we finna keep it going. Close it down, but keep it going. Links down in the description. We screaming everywhere. We screaming R and T. We screaming R and T. I think that we can do that right there. We screaming R. We screaming T. Links in the description if y'all want to be a part of that right there. We finna go ahead on and be about that life. I appreciate y'all for being around here for the midday news. Players, prostate cancer awareness around here at the Willie Williams Show. So it's just a finger. Your prostate don't work, your meat don't work. Mess around and lose your la and or your life is your choice. You make the call. Your body, your booty. I am here to help. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm is. I really do appreciate y'all for rocking. I am out of here, man. Hey.